my biggest frustration with Ring when I first got it was the delay that you sometimes got when an alert came through. Then I can actually go in here and I can select multiple ones and download them all together. So those are some of the things I really like about web interface. Okay, another thing that is different about Ring is their Snooze. So over here they have these history. You can see at the top there's a cloud, and then this one is the local based one. Hey guys, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Today I'm going to talk about the difference between the Blink cameras and the Ring cameras. And the key thing here is I have both and I've used them for many years. And so this is going to be an owner review where I'm telling you my personal experience about which ones are good for what type of thing and why I have both of them instead of just sticking with one camera. I also have some other cameras as well, like Flash Cam, that are very different. So I'm going to touch on what I really like about these or I don't like about these, and the fact that in reality, which one you will prefer is based off a few things that are going to be dependent on what you want or what you need out of a camera. I'll show video footage of how these compare to one another, and I'll show you how the app interface and the web interface, like on a computer, vary between these different systems. So what I have here is just one option from each company. I actually have, I think maybe every option Ring offers, as far as they have a floodlight cam, they have a spotlight cam, they have a stick-up cam, and they have an indoor cam. I have all of those in different places for the property. Mostly I have them outside. For the Blink cameras, I only have their mini, which is this guy, and it's AC powered. So I don't have it plugged in right now, but it is AC powered. And then they also make an outdoor cam and an indoor cam. All right, so you might be asking, why would I have two? You know, you might know that both Ring and Blink, they're owned by Amazon now. Blink was a outside company that got bought out by Amazon. And I started out with Ring first, and I bought lots of their cameras. They're very expensive. You know, I think a lot of their floodlight and spotlight cameras are, you know, over $100, closer to $200, depending on if you got any deals on them. But what I liked about it was the subscription service that Ring offers, and it's almost identical for what Blink offers. It's not very attractive when you buy like one camera or two cameras, because it's like $3 per camera per month, or you can do like $30 per camera per year. But what I really like are their all-in-one package, which is $100 per year, but it's for as many cameras as you want, and it does cloud recording. So that's what I do with Ring, is I do their cloud recording, and I have 9 of their cameras right now. And so all 9 of them, not only are they covered with cloud storage, but they also extend your warranty for all those cameras. So that's actually, I think, actually a good deal, and it's one of the few things I actually do a subscription for. And so I like Ring. You know, their focus is kind of more outdoors, I would say. You know, they started coming out with the indoor cam, and the stick-up cam can obviously be used indoors as well. But Blink, to me, the reason I got them was I really liked their mini setup. And this was kind of like their new generation after they merged with Amazon. And these are cheap. Retail is $35, but I'll have to admit here, I just bought a bunch of them. And so now I have 8. I think this is 6. I had 2, and now I added 6 more to it. So now I have 8 cameras, and I bought those on Prime Day. I think I probably ended up paying $20 a piece, maybe a little bit less than that even. I think $20 to $25 a piece is what I ended up paying for those. They had like a limited purchase quantity you could do, but for that price, I really like these for throwing them up around the house. They have, as I mentioned, the cloud storage, but then also have local storage. So I have another video out there, and it talks about this Blink sync module. Blink is the only one of the two brands here that allow a local storage option, and that's really nice because I don't subscribe to the Blink subscription. But let's talk about their interface with the app and the computer. And like I said, this is for I think I have 9, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so I have 9 cameras there, and for the most part, they're all outside. My biggest frustration with Ring when I first got it was the delay that you sometimes got when an alert came through. And so, you would get an alert. There would be times when I would get an alert for someone's at my front door, and I was like, say, away from home, remote. By the time I clicked on it to view it, the person was already either gone or was walking away because of like a delivery guy. They hop out and they come here. The video starts recording at a reasonable quick time, but by the time it actually went all the way through the Ring cloud system and got notified to me, it was cumbersome. They've gotten better with it, but I still don't trust it. If I really needed to know that something was happening right away, it's not really quick enough for that. They even went so far as to release another app, and I forget the name of it, but it's like a Ring, I don't know, but it's not the normal Ring app. It's like a Ring quick app type thing. And the whole point of that app was to give you notifications quickly and allow you to view them, but you couldn't change all the settings. That still wasn't quick enough for me. So that's just a side note about that. What you can see here on the Ring setup is that you can go through here to the history, and you can go through and look at, don't worry about the name of the sacred baby turtles. That was kind of a joke with my wife. We were watching painted turtles that had dug a nest in the ground with this camera outside. But you can go through here and see these. It's a little bit cumbersome because there's no thumbnail on here to really know what it's like. You can also go into the actual each camera app, and then there's a event history that you can click on, and that's going to show you just the event history of that one camera. And you can filter it by if it's an alarm, if it's a like a doorbell, if it's a motion sense, if it's a live view, that kind of stuff. And then you can set up settings for if it will give you alerts when there's motion. Like right now you can see the motion alerts is turned off, but that's because I have it on a schedule where I tell it not to bother me late at night. And you can go through here and you can go to these settings. You can check on device health, which is kind of nice because it tells you information like your Wi-Fi signal strength. It'll tell you if your product's up to date with firmware and battery and solar as well. So I guess that's a point to make on these. A lot of the Ring devices are either battery powered or AC powered. A lot of them come in the option of either or. And the third option that's available is a solar panel that they have and sell, and that can keep the battery powered ones alive longer or perhaps even indefinitely. So in here, what I will really say about Ring that's impressive is that they keep adding features to it. So in the past 4 years that I've had it, they've added a lot of features between like the motion settings where you can go in here and you can set up the different zones. This one just has one zone there, but you can set up multiple zones. You can change the sensitivity a lot. You can also do smart alerts, and that's where you tell it to only tell you when there's people in there. So there's a lot of artificial intelligence that Ring does, and from what I've seen, it's actually pretty good, and it does work. You can change a lot of these settings, which is nice for configuring it. For me, I don't have like any kind of sidewalk or street within view, so it's not maybe as big of a deal to me. I just try to keep like branches and trees and bushes that move a lot in the wind. I have those out so I don't get false alerts. And then the other thing that it can do is you can have modes on Ring, because you know the other benefit of Ring is that they do other products like alarm system, lights outside, that kind of stuff. And so they have kind of an ecosystem that you can tie it all in together. And with that, you can have modes so that you can say, hey, if I'm at home mode, don't have these cameras record or give me motion alerts. But if I'm gone, then have them record, and also, you know, if it detects motion up front, turn on the lights over here. It can do that all within the Ring ecosystem. I have a smart home, so I can actually use Ring as a trigger for all that kind of stuff as well. Now you can do live view, and that works reasonably well as well. With these guys, it does take a little bit of time sometimes to load that live view, but I will say with Ring, it's been very robust. Of whenever I wanted to view a live view, I don't know that I really ever had a problem of not being able for it to play if it had Wi-Fi and I had good service. So the other thing that I will mention that I really like about the Ring setup, one is that it gives you these big thumbnails, and as you can see here with the information on them, it does update these. So when you open that app, it will go in and it takes a picture and updates that for you, so you can kind of see what's going on right now, which is nice. The other thing though that it has is, you know, these cameras have lights themselves for some of them, and so you can go in here and you can click those lights on and off, and you can see all these other options that are grayed out for me because I don't have them. But home alarm system, if you have Amazon key delivery, if you have a garage door opener that's Ring based, you can mess with those, the locks, thermostat, water valve, all these things that they're trying to get into. So I have a lot of those, and they're just not Ring products. Okay, another thing that is different about Ring is their snooze. You can snooze each camera. Like even if you get an alert pop up, you can tell it, hey, snooze that camera for 30 minutes, 2 hours, 4 hours, that kind of stuff. But you can also snooze all. Now this is like one of the improvements they've added. You can go and say, hey, snooze all my cameras for 4 hours, don't bother me. For example, if I'm going out and mowing the yard and I'm going past every camera, I don't like my phone, you know, buzzing off the hook the whole time. So I'll just snooze all the cameras. That's something that Blink doesn't offer. I think you have to basically go in there and tell it to not trigger motion for each one. There's not even a timer that you can do for like an hour or 2 hours. So that's something nice about this setup here. All right, so the last thing about the Ring device that is different from Blink that I can think of is that they offer professional monitoring. So you can pay for a service to monitor, so if they get motion alerts or whatnot, they will actually check it, and then if it's truly an issue, they will contact you and let you know, like a alarm service would. So that's something that Ring offers that the other ones don't. All right, so if I were to go into the Blink app, this is what I will see. You see the top there, I actually have a subscription plan. And that's because every time you buy one of their cameras, you get 30 days for free. So that's kind of nice. And now Blink also offers a 30-day free return policy as well. That's something that Ring does not offer. So that's kind of a nice feature there. And then here you can see I get a thumbnail for all of these cameras, but in order for it to update, I have to manually go in there and tell it to update. So this isn't a live view or even a live picture like Ring provides, which is a little bit annoying and frustrating, but you know, it kind of is what it is. To turn off motion alerts on and off, you click the little you know, mannequin icon there, on and off. And then if I want to look at my settings, this is what you get. You can set up the different sensitivity and whatnot. And I guess a quick note on that one, sensitivity, I don't think the Blink ones are as sensitive as the Ring cameras. But if I go to activity zones, this is the level of fidelity you get with Blink versus Ring. I can only click on and off these squares. I can't draw a outline, and with Ring I can draw multiple different outlines, so I can pick a couple different sections that I want monitored. So this doesn't allow you to do that. You just have these crude blocks, which depending on your need might be good enough or might not. The other thing is for video recording, Blink will only do 30 seconds and Ring will do longer, and they will also allow you to keep recording while there's motion going on. So this one will stop at 30 seconds no matter what. It can stop earlier if motion stops, but that's about it. For, they have a couple settings here for infrared light and microphone, speaker, that kind of stuff. The one annoying thing is that the quality by default is on standard. I'm not sure why. These are 1080p, which is okay quality, but I always have it on the best there. And then it gives you, a little bit of information there as far as when it was updated in the firmware. But not as many configuration options as Ring gives you. And the other thing with them is if you don't have a subscription, any live view isn't recorded. So if you do the local storage and you do a live view, you look in at the camera when there's no motion, it doesn't record that. But if it does have motion and you have the local storage option, it will record that and go through. So over here they have these history. You can see at the top there's a cloud, and then this one is the local based one. And you can see that it's slow. And right now it has no clips because I'm using the subscription trial that I have going on. But let's see, this is kind of new. All right, so that's stored, okay. That's just for the cloud of when it auto deletes. So that's kind of interesting. All right, so let's show you the Ring website and their login. So if I go in here and log in, you can see all these different cameras here. And then, I can click on any of these themselves if I want to. Let's just go to one of these here. And then this will show you the last recording that it had. So that's me coming home. And it shows you all the different past ones, and then the icon shows you that these are all motion driven. But I can filter those out and say, hey, I want it for when there was a ring on my front doorbell. If there's a door, so some of these I don't have, so key delivery I don't have, alarm I don't have, door intrusion I don't have because the Ring doesn't know that I have a home alarm system. But these are all the different options that it has, and also has things like favorited only if there's people in there. And the other AI that they've added more recently, not only do they have the people one, which is kind of nice, but then they have a persistent visitor. So that would be someone that comes in frame in your motion area and then stays there for a set amount of time that you can set. So those are some really nice features I think that the Ring has, and I do actually appreciate that that they have those. So this is really nice that you have that, because then you can easily favorite them. You can download and share them. So I can download this to my computer right away and save it easily. And I think, let's see, I can, yes. So if I click manage, then I can actually go in here and I can select multiple ones and download them all together. So those are some of the things I really like about web interface that you never get on the little mobile device. So Ring does a good job of giving me those extra options. So if I really want them, I can come in here and do that. And I can filter it by date as well. And then you can, let's go back here. So you can do all cameras. Again, this is me testing it out just a little while ago, carrying it back upstairs. So I need to go in here and download actually some of these ones that I starred, because this one I'm about to show you guys is footage there. So I'll download this and then I can show it to you live. So if I were to go to Blink, I can see their products that they sell. And then if I try to go find a login, there isn't one. So Blink's web interface for a computer doesn't exist. So that's a pretty big hindrance, and it's a little bit of an annoyance. If you wanted to do anything with Blink, you got to deal with the mobile app, which is more limited. They don't have the artificial intelligence and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, the reason why I went with Blink for the Insight thing is two reasons. One is the cost. You know, I've gotten the Blink cameras as low as $5 a piece, which I know seems kind of crazy. That was like a special deal. But the rest of them, like I said, like 20 bucks, 25 bucks for a 1080p video is good. And then I like the fact that I didn't have to spend the money again to do cloud recording. I could do local recording, which is all I really cared about for the Blink stuff. So that's why I chose it. Overall, as far as which one I think is a better camera, I think it's Ring. Ring is better. They have more support, and also they have more ongoing initiatives to improve it. The Blink one seems to be a little bit stagnant to me. I haven't seen a lot of change going on yet. I'm sure they're working on it, but Ring seems to have more activity there. Alright, so here's the two cameras side by side. I got lights on down here, so I'm fairly well lit. And here's the sound difference between the two of them. Alright, so here's the two cameras side by side. I got lights on down here, so I'm fairly well lit. And here's the sound difference between the two of them. Alright, so this is it pitch dark. I'm about 5 or 6 feet away from the camera, and the only light is the infrared light out of each camera. Alright, so this is it pitch dark. I'm about 5 or 6 feet away from the camera, and the only light is the infrared light out of each camera. For me, if you have the money, I would say I would choose the Ring. One comment I'll make on the Blink app is it really honestly sucks. It's kind of subpar. So it has a lot of problems with connecting to the cameras, where it's slow or it gives me a failed out. And then the other thing that it will do is it only allows one person to be on the camera at any given time. So if my wife wants to watch the kid or something and I want to log into it at the same time, it doesn't allow that to happen. It only allows one person at a time. And if you were to try to log in right when motion was happening, it likes to fault out. So it has its limitations, and I really use it more as a local storage recording medium for when I look back at stuff, and then every once in a while as a indoor camera to check on the house.